Hey, and welcome to Altcoin Capital. Today, we're going to talk about Bitcoin's records in its longest bearish streak since early 2015. Make sure you leave a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. Now, let's jump right into it. Well, Bitcoin is certainly a must-have cryptocurrency platform if there is a constantly increasing demand from an escalating population of investors in the market. One of the many reasons for this is its limited supply, and others might just want to go through all means just to get it. Some may even refer to it as an inflation hedge. In the marketing industry, a variety of its customers have an inkling that blockchain, the sole basis for crypto, may have the potential of becoming a game changer and help make a variety of industries more perceptible. As said by Dave Abner, the global head of business development of Gemini, Bitcoin was able to capture the imagination of its investors. With Bitcoin's $900 billion at the current market, investors view this chance as their opportunity to gain the market. Just lately on the weekly chart, according to Alex Dalvenia, a cryptocurrency expert, trader, and journalist, Bitcoin has recorded 7 weekly red candles in a row. Bitcoin was only worth $220 when it happened back in January of 2015. The tremendous breakdown of one of the largest blockchain projects ever known called Terra had used a fundamental impact to the cryptocurrency market. In an article of You Today, it shows that the top cryptocurrency had a recent fall below $25,000 for the first time since December of 2020, following a brutal sell-off. Bitcoin broke the $1 mark in April 2011, launching its first mini bull run, rising roughly 3,000% over the next 3 months to a peak of between $29 and $32, depending on the source, by June 2011. By November 2011, the price had fallen back to $2. The following year passed without incident. Bitcoin did not recover in 2012, ending the year between $13 and $14. Before, Bitcoin had its first big leap off the charts in the summer of 2010. And by July, the price had suddenly risen a fraction of a cent to $0.09. Although, only some of the investors, because of Bitcoin's lack of popularity, were able to purchase it, well, not excluding the tech experts and some finance enthusiasts. The price had dropped to around $0.10 by October of 2010. During the year 2013, Bitcoin started with a price around $13.28. In the first 3 months of the year, it managed to rise to a $30 range just before it began to escalate in the last week of March. And then by April 1st, it had reached $100. After that, Reddit's online forums had become a meeting place for those who are curious about cryptocurrencies, money enthusiasts, and even tech professionals. They wanted to find answers as to why and how this new asset class that is in any way not a concrete object could have any significant value. Bitcoin had surpassed $1,000 by November 2013, before spiraling to around $530 through December. Even with Bitcoin's capricious state, the CEO of blockchain vents firm Lightnode Media, Nelson Merchant, was intrigued to find out more about it and decided to conduct his own investigation about how cryptocurrency works. He was just a college student back then, and yet, he was able to purchase Bitcoin around $600, just in time. As he narrated his experience, he mentioned his first encounter with Bitcoin that had just hit $1,000 in early 2014 through scrolling in Reddit during his sophomore years in college. And for him, he was convinced that people were willing to pay a digital currency of $1,000 in Bitcoin, for it offered something great to its investors, so maybe it was worth a shot. After this, Merchant continued to do more research about Bitcoin, most particularly its one-of-a-kind supply framework. By that, he discovered that a number of 21 million BTC could possibly be made, and that it would make a huge impact if it was already at $1,000, while there were only 21 million in the whole world. That would be the first occurrence in history wherein a currency has that kind of substantial limited supply amount. Merchant stated that it only took him the next 2 years and required a lot of patience. Bitcoin's price by then had abided in its stable state and would not reach $1,000 until 2017. Merchant took a note in not mentioning this to his friends about his precarious investment plans because he was uncertain of what the future might have to offer him. Bitcoin had finally broken its price of $1,000 in January of 2017 after years of its fluctuating prices that ranged from $100 to $900. This had made a bull run phase trigger in the market. After this, prices had doubled more than $2,000 in just mid-May before it finally skyrocketed its way up to more than $19,000 by the end of December. In regards to this sudden occurrence, Merchant claims that his first investments, in which he estimated to be about a sum of under $15,000 apparently, had been able to grow millions of dollars in just overnight. Merchant now had to adapt to his unforeseen increase in net worth, but he was dubious of this novel source of profit. For Merchant, if it is not in cash, that would equate to not having any money at all, since a crypto has a possibility to drop dramatically overnight without noticing it. With crypto, having $1 million money in your bank would expose you to many disadvantages. That is why we must be vigilant and careful, because if the monthly expenses continue to jump up and the market suddenly drops at 50%, we would have to live a bit more frugal than ever. As it turns out, Merchant's long-term perspective will be required for Bitcoin's next phase. Later on, the crypto industry started to gain attention as a result of media coverage and sharp rise in Bitcoin's price. Numerous amounts of altcoins were also created by the governments, economists, technology professionals, international diplomats, financial experts, and mathematicians began debating about cryptocurrencies, regulations, and mainstream adoption. During this time, Bitcoin's price moved sideways with a few minor spikes. The highest peak was around $17,527 in January of 2018. In December 2018, the lowest drop was around $3,236. Bitcoin's price was around $7,200 at the end of 2019. The moment the coronavirus pandemic had started to happen, it impacted the economy in a way that it slowed down its progress and in addition raised further concerns about the pressures for the US dollar. Because of this, Bitcoin's price has fast-forwarded its ongoing trend in the industry. By December 2020, the price of Bitcoin had continued to rise by more than 300% since January. The year ended with the highest price ever, around $29,374. Bitcoin doubled in value in 2021, but experienced a significant drop in January 2022, wiping out almost all of the previous year's gains. Bitcoin skyrocketed to an all-time high of over $64,000 in the first half of 2021, only to fall back below $30,000 over the summer. Bitcoin reached an all-time high of over $68,000 in November, but had fallen below $35,000 by January 2022. Some experts continue to believe that the price of Bitcoin will exceed $100,000, describing it as a matter of when, rather than if. The Relative Strength Index or RSI that traders use in order to measure the market sentiment was not oversold yet, since March had a pandemic-induced market downfall. According to anonymous market analyst Income Sharks, Bitcoin may print a green candle as a result of the massive sell-off volume recorded last week. The trader anticipates a relief rally in the largest cryptocurrency if the dollar index, or DXY, calms down after reaching its highest level in decades. At the time of writing, Bitcoin was trading at $30,379 on the Bitstamp exchange. Above all, Abner encourages consumers to understand what type of investor they are and to only buy Bitcoin in ways that align with their future goals. He cites Warren Buffett, a well-known value investor, as an example of someone who has chosen to avoid the crypto market because it does not fit his overall strategy. As advised by experts in the crypto market, one must try to avoid making any risky investments like specialized ETFs, alternative assets, cryptocurrencies to no less than 5% of their entire asset. It is a much safer route to not invest in cryptocurrency in a way that may hinder other financial goals such as paying off high-interest debts or saving for a retirement. However, if you are able to pull these kinds of situations off, and in the meantime are still wondering what to do now that the Bitcoin has already reached its new all-time high, then it would be best to just not do anything. Long-term investors must avoid letting themselves be carried away by all the hype of these daily swings for it not to influence their other investment decisions in the near future, and instead hold on to their coins and safely secure it. In addition to this, Humphrey Yang, a personal finance expert behind Humphrey Talks, advised investors to not check on Bitcoin if they really do believe in its long-term potential. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give the video a like and subscribe to our channel for more fun. We will be back soon with another one, so click that notification bell below to stay tuned for our new videos. This is Altcoin Capital, signing out. Until next time!